Would you get jailed if you eat shark's fin in Singapore? Watch out, because it's not what you expected. So, before anything, I bet you're asking this question. Why do people eat shark's fin in the first place? You see, people eat shark's fin mostly for 3 key reasons. Firstly, it is significant as a traditional Chinese delicacy. To the older generations, shark's fin is culturally significant as a dish which will be part of a multi-course set meal you'll find at a Chinese restaurant. For the Gen Zs who were not around at the peak of shark's fin time in Singapore, let me give you an example. When you open the Chinese restaurant set menu nowadays, a dish you'll probably be 99% expecting to see is the braised abalone with mushroom. Or when you open the menu in any Singapore Army cookhouse, you'll probably be 99% expecting to see broccoli with broccoli and broccoli. Can give you a bit of an idea of how the older generations may view shark fin soup. They open the Chinese restaurant menu and have this 99% expectation that shark fin soup will be in the menu. Simply put, it's tradition. People also eat shark fin because of its status as a symbol of luxury. Essentially, shark fin is sort of like a flex, where how young people hang labubu on their beds to flex. You know, it's also kind of like how people like to eat abalone when it tastes like cooked rubber. So yes, it's not about the taste. In fact, it's never about the taste, as the $5 gohiong in 真好吃 kopitiam tastes so much better than shark fin. Thirdly, there are many misconceptions that shark fin have health benefits. Usually those kind of benefits that TikTok live streamers always lies through their teeth about, like preventing cancer, increasing qi or whatever BS. Yeah, you can tell I really hate those live streamers. I said, miracle supplement. I bet if I see them in real life, meow, meow, meow. The irony is that based on science, due to the usual miracle and the neurotoxin in shark's fin is bad for health instead. But anyways, now that you know why people love shark's fin, let's topage and ask this. Why are there people who are against the consumption of shark's fin? The main reason why people are against the consumption of shark fin isn't very difficult to understand. You see, sharks are keystone species, meaning that sharks are very important in maintaining the marine ecosystem balance. Sharks are a bit like your mother. Without your mother, the entire balance in your house will likely be disrupted. No one is there to throw a slipper at you when you forget to wash the dishes. No one is there to vet your new Ah Beng girlfriend or your new Ah Beng boyfriend. No one is there to feed your cat when you disappear for days to stay at your Ah Beng's boyfriend's house, etc. Without your mother, your entire household becomes a bit out of balance. Everyone in the household hates the mother, but the mother is essential. Similarly, sharks are crucial to make sure that the marine ecosystem doesn't get thrown out of balance like that. So how do sharks do this? Sharks control populations down the food chain because they eat and they eat and they eat and they eat other Ah Beng Arsene useless fishes below them in the food chain. This makes sure that the population of those Ah Beng Arsene useless fishes in the ocean don't grow out of control. Because if you have too many Ah Beng Arsene useless fishes, the other marine flora could be affected also. Then the entire balance of the marine ecosystem will go haywire. That's a key reason why many are advocating against the consumption of shark's fin. When there's too much demand for shark's fin, you need more sharks to meet that demand as well. And when too many sharks are being fished to meet their demand, then this disrupts the marine ecosystem balance that we talked about earlier. That's why many people have spoken out against consuming shark's fin. Others also point out that the consumption of shark's fin encourages the cruel practice of finning sharks. You see, there are two ways people can get shark's fin on the table. Firstly, they can fish the entire shark and sell the entire shark. That's just normal fishing. Secondly, they can also catch the shark, slice off the fin, and then throw the shark back into the ocean without its fin. This is called shark finning. The cruelty of this shark finning practice is also another reason why people are against the consumption of shark's fin. Yeah, the idea is that if there is no consumer demand for shark's fin, then fishermen will engage in such cruel practices. So those are the two main reasons why people are against eating shark's fin. First, because of its impact on marine ecosystem, and second, because of the cruel practices of shark finning. Anyways, regarding whether they are endangered, that's a rather difficult question to answer, as there are over 1,000 species of sharks and rays, so let's not go there. Now, to answer a burning question, with these reasons, is selling or eating shark fin illegal in Singapore? If you look through every single statute in Singapore, you realize that there's no specific law saying that eating shark's fin is illegal. Just so you know, this script is written by someone trained in law, and if she cannot find it, I don't think any layman can. Anyways, nowadays, if you go to a number of Chinese restaurants, you realize that shark's fin soup is nowhere on the menu. Even if shark's fin soup is on the menu, the shark's fin that's on the menu likely isn't actual shark's fin, but fish mao or Veronica instead. Who is Veronica? Why is this so? You see, throughout the years, there were a lot of campaigns run by different organizations to raise awareness about why you should not consume shark's fin. One of these campaigns were run by WWF. Yeah, the panda one, not the suka. There were also celebrities like Jay Chow who spoke against the consumption of shark's fin.
If people tell you shark fin soup doesn't kill millions of sharks this year, don't buy it.
Then MP Louis Ng also speak extensively against the trade and consumption of shark's fin. Currently, in Singapore, supermarkets, restaurants, and hotels in Singapore usually do not sell shark's fin. In 2011, Cold Storage removed shark's fin and other shark products from all its outlets. In 2012, NTUC FairPrice also did the same. And remember just now we said that the WWF ran a campaign against the consumption of shark's fin? Upon WWF's call to action, about 89 Singapore establishments in the F&B and hospitality industry have decided to stop selling shark fin soup and other shark products on their menu from 2018. Establishments like Pan Pacific has taken taken shark fin off their menus. Crystal Jade has also taken shark fin off their menus. Yeah, that's why you hardly see shark fin around Singapore now. It's because these supermarkets, restaurants, and hotels have committed themselves to it, and not because it's outright illegal in Singapore. And because it's not illegal, you still see some businesses in Singapore selling shark fin. The good news is that in wedding dinners, the event whereby the couple do absolutely nothing useful but to flex, most event places no longer serve shark fin. But we are not 100% certain. I asked around the goodie feed office and none of us remember having shark fin in Chinese wedding dinners, although there were usually mock shark fin soup. So finding shark fin nowadays are as difficult as finding an influencer who doesn't post at OOTV every day. Now that you know that eating shark fin is not illegal, do you know whether it's illegal to be half naked in public? Watch this and you'll be shocked at the answer. And thank you for spending almost 6 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope that you learned something.